Do you know what I like to do in the afternoons? I like to look at some baseball cards. Hey guys, I have a special card here, and I have a bunch of great cards to show you. But first I want to say, at this recording, Adam and I are about to drop the next Mangini letter. And I do a deep dive into this one, into a set I've always wondered about. So I will put the link, if you're not subscribed, in the description of this video. You can also check out all the past Mangini letters that are in there. I do this with Adam over at Splendid Sports Cards. And it's a lot of fun. It's free. It's just dedicated to education. That's it. If you want to learn about different card sets, different players, that type of thing. So I got a special card here. Man, one of the greatest cards ever made. I say that a lot. I got to put the white glove on in symbolism of this card. I'm really excited to get this. This is seriously one of the great cards of all time. One of the great players of all time. And it's a football card. And that is the Leaf slinging Sammy Baugh. Just an amazing quarterback. Probably the first great passer, I would think. He also played safety and punter. As a punter, his 60, he averaged 51.9 yards per punt, I believe, one season. And that record stood for something like 83 seasons as a punter. But he holds the all-time record for completion percentage, leading the league in completion percentage, which he did 8 times. I love these cards because they got the nickname, Slingin' Sammy Baugh. One of the great football cards in this set. Probably this, Sid Luckman, Bobby Lane. Unless I'm missing some. Those are probably the 3 most popular football cards in this set. So this will complete that run. I may be missing a good one. But I'm excited to get to. That's just a beauty. Okay, I got this 1953 Redman, Al Rosen. It's a great one. And I wanted to point something out to you on this card, if you're not aware. When you're shopping for this card, you may notice up here, these cards all look like they have defects, but they don't. Those are faint stadium lights back there. You'll notice that all the cards have them. So I just thought I'd point that out to you. They could trick you into believing that the card is damaged or has some flaws that doesn't. It's a beautiful one. Add these whenever I can. I got this, Wilbert Cooper. This is from the 1927 W572. And I'm working on this set, and I didn't have it. As you can see, this is cut a little tight. A little tightly, but I don't care, because this set is tough. These cards are scarce, if not rare. And they're hard to come by. They were cutout cards, blank backs, but tough set. And this is the first time I ever saw one of these. I have searches left over on his cards because I was wanting to get them. And in probably 3 years, this has never popped up. But he could be the best pitcher the Pirates ever had. The time he played, he set all kind of Pirate records, which stood for years. He still is the all-time Pirate leader in wins and complete games. He set a bunch of records or near records for left-hander in the National League. And his 2.89 ERA is the lowest for a left-hander. I think it's the lowest for a left-hander in the National League ever, with 3,000 innings pitched. All right, maybe I'm not getting all these statistics perfect, but the point is he was a fantastic pitcher. It's hard to keep all these stats in my brain. I think that's all accurate, what I just said. But you should look him up and read up on him. He has so many accolades. And slinging Sammy Baugh, too. I mean, it's just too many for me to remember and list. Just too many. These are fantastic players throughout history, and I'm so glad to get their cards. And while we're on this subject, I discovered something I'm so excited about. So, I got my own slabs going on now, I've been showing you. And I had an epiphany this morning, just out of the blue, that, hey, how can I get some other, like, tobacco cards and stuff to fit in my holders? And I remembered that I had these. And so I'm like, I bet those fit. Let me see if they fit. And so I tried one, and it fit, and I was so excited. So I have more holders coming. I'm going to be sleeving a bunch of old tobacco cards now that I know that this works. But I did a few. And one is my Babe Ruth from this set. 1927. W572. And of course, 1927 is the year he got his 60 home runs. He also, along with his fellow Yankees, swept my Pittsburgh Pirates in that World Series. One of the great teams of all time, the 1927 New York Yankees. Just fits perfectly in there. I've always struggled with a good way to holder this, because I'm not paying $1,000 to PSA to grade it. And here was a card I got years ago, probably around 1990. My T205 Christy Mathewson. It's a beauty. This was, I got this a long time ago. Now, I collect stamp backs, and I didn't start collecting stamp backs back then. And what that is, kids used to put their initials or one initial, or a marking, or even a stamp, like a stamp. Not just kids, older collectors did too. And it's really fun to try to reunite these things and try to put somebody's collection back together if you can find them with a stamp back. And the thing is grading goes out the window with these things, because they're all going to get a 1 because they got writing on them or whatever. So this was the first stamp bag I ever got. It's an AP back there. And if any of you run across or know of or have any with the AP, now don't go writing them on the back. But I try to reunite them. So I got this really cheap because it had those initials on the back. So I got it really cheap, thank God, because I wouldn't have been able to afford it at the time I bought it if I had to pay up for it. And also holdered, and these fit in here too. My Johnny Evers Kogan's chip. And these are nice, and the PSA holders, they flop around. They do have some more modern holders that don't. Just depends, I guess, if they have them in stock or not. And the SJC holders, they turn too, actually. This is nice and secure. And hey, I had to get a Caitlin Clark when she broke the record. Now she passed, they're going to compare men and women, so she passed Pistol Pete. Not sure that's a fair comparison, but it is a record that stands. But this is substantial. So now she's the all-time NCAA record holder, and just an amazing athlete. I'm excited. I'm excited to collect her cards, and I got a couple of greats cards of Pie Trainer. Got a 61 Fleer. Dynamic color there. And I got this Shakey's Pizza. I have a bunch from this set. Didn't have the pie trainer. Let me look at this beauty again. I know Mike Petty would say it's off center and has bad eye appeal. That's pretty darn good centering for a leaf. Man, that's such a beautiful card. Sometimes I get a card and I just can't quit looking at it. It's just a little work of art. All right, that's what I have for you. Thanks for hanging out with me.